The ACED project, standing for the Animal Centre Controlled Environment for Dairy, was all about how we can improve the control of our ventilation systems by actually monitoring specifically what each cow is doing. So actually, how can the cow's behaviour themselves dictate how the ventilation system is being controlled? The building was poorly ventilated and was very susceptible to heat stress. So throughout this project, being over a number of years, we really wanted to assess what the cow's behaviour was like in the original building, so in the poorly ventilated building, and how they were becoming heat stressed. But then actually, once we've now done the changes, we've been able to see exactly how those improvements have been made.
In mild cases of heat stress, we'll tend to see cows like increased standing times. You'll often see them bunching and grouping together in areas of the sheds which may be darker, a bit of extra airflow, often over water troughs because the air's a bit cooler over them. And then kind of as the heat stress gets worse, you'll kind of see more overt signs like increased respiratory rates, panting.
When that cow gets hot, vasodilation takes place. So blood flow will come from the core of the animal to the skin. And what does that mean? She will get hot, so she needs to dissipate that heat, so she will stand up. That is your very core initial sign of heat stress. You will see more cows standing than lying. You will see a reduction in feed intake. It's because when that cow gets heat stress, that acts on the hypothalamus in the brain, which then triggers hormones to reduce that cow's metabolism, which basically triggers her to reduce her feed intake. And those will be your two main key influences of what you will see first.
How we've embraced AI technology on this farm within this project is that we've used the Smartbell ear tag. That ear tag has an inbuilt accelerometer and also a temperature sensor that's monitoring the temperature of the ear. From the ear movement of the cow, we can assess or analyse if the cow is lying down, standing up, or if it's feeding or ruminating. On this farm, what we've actually implemented here is a 3-stage ventilation process, or what we call our hybrid ventilation system. So initially, the first thing that we want to do is at lower temperatures, the first thing we need to do is to improve the natural ventilation in the building, and that's why we've got side curtain systems as opposed to more traditional clad buildings. We've got flexible openings on the sides of the buildings that allow natural air into the building, giving the cows fresh, less humid and cooler air. The second stage then is, as temperatures increase and they're lying in their cubicles, they might need additional cooling. And how we do that is through a positive pressure tube approach, which is delivering fresh air from outside the building, but in a jet of air over every single cubicle. So every cow in the cubicle is receiving a jet of air, just like you would with a desk fan in the office, just to help keep you cool. That's exactly what we're doing to the cow. Finally, on the inlet to our positive pressure tube, we've got an air cooler that pre-cools the air coming in. And that is effectively air conditioning for cows. What we have with the precise control though, when we're using animal behaviour to dictate, are we just only needing the natural ventilation, the positive pressure tube or the cooling, is that we can switch those on exactly when the cow's behaviour is saying that they require it. And that ultimately brings an efficient system that is only using electricity or water when the cow really needs it.
But I think that AI-driven control has got to be the future of dairy farming. I think the agriculture industry, we've got to adopt it in order to move forward. And I think we shouldn't look at it as replacing husbandry. We should look at it as enhancing animal husbandry on farm.
Using AI, we can bring in multiple data points, so we can actually look at milk yields or the outputs of the cow and be able to optimize everything back to the ventilation system. So we're really, where this project and AI aligns is with our animal first approach, which is ultimately, if we can make sure the animal welfare is maximized, the happier animal is going to be the more productive animal, which will be the most sustainable animal going throughout its life, and then ultimately more profitable for the farmer.